Hey everyone, just before this episode does begin, I'm aware that in this episode, unfortunately, my mic is a bit peaky at some points. Half the time it's fine, half the time it's not. But I'm just making you guys know that I'm aware. I thought I checked it, but my settings were just wrong and it's made it a bit bad. It's still listenable, it's still fine. At some points you'll really notice it, sometimes you'll probably forget it's there. Swiss's microphone is absolutely perfect, really nice quality and really nice voice. But that's just letting you know about the issue. And next episode it will be sorted. Thank you very much for listening and enjoy the episode. Hey guys, and welcome to the second episode of Kieran's Streamer Stories. The first episode had an incredible amount of support, so thank you guys so much for that. I've really enjoyed the whole process, and seeing like everyone sharing and liking and following has been really insane. So thank you everyone for the support and kind messages so far. Super excited about today's episode. We are joined with a man who has 2K followers. That's 2,000 followers. Is a professional chair builder, variety streamer, and has the most beautiful voice on Twitch. It is the lovely SwissKnee. How are you doing today, sir?
Hello, I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very excited.
I'm excited as well. I'm so excited.
Like I said, the feedback has been amazing, so it's made me want to do it more. And I would say that as much as I have spoken to you before, and I know you and I've seen your streams, I don't know you particularly well. So
yeah, that's fair.
So I'm excited to learn more about you as someone who's kind of spoken to you a few times before. It'll be a lot different to the previous episode where I know Sloth quite well and, you know, we can reminisce on stories we have together, but it will be different. And I think a lot of people will be interested to hear about what you have to say about your life.
Well, I hope they'll be interested.
I'm sure they will.
Otherwise, why are they listening to this?
Yeah, they're already clicked off. The view time for this one's going to be short. No, it'll be great. It'll be great. As always, at the start of these episodes, we're going to have a nice little question about the most unique bit of advice on how to grow online. Swiss, take it away.
Okay, right. I might ramble here a bit, and I apologise for that. But I have got an answer for this. Having heard Sloth's one, and I was like, yeah, that's a good bit of advice. And, you know, maybe if he hadn't have said that, I would have said that. But I think that being sincere when, you know, doing whatever it is you're doing, especially when you're making connections with other people, I think is really important. I've seen a lot of people sort of play the numbers game and like make connections with people just to use them as like a ladder to get higher up on the whatever it is they're climbing up, the stream tree or whatever, if that's a thing. I'm not good at analogies, I'm sorry. I mean, there's nothing wrong with making connections with people to try and grow your own brand or whatever, but make connections with people that you like and people preferably that like you back, where you know it's mutual and you want to help each other grow. Because I've seen so many people that, like, you know, being nice to people for the bare minimum amount of time just so you can have access to their space and you can self-promote in the Discord or whatever before moving on to someone else and just doing the same thing over and over. I don't like that. I've seen it happen a lot. Twitch is full of people like that. They'll come into your stream, they'll send a couple of nice messages. Oh, I like your vibe and stuff like that. Join your Discord. And you never hear from them again apart from when they're in your self-promo channel every day. and they'll do it with you and they'll do it with other people. Instagram is full of them as well. They'll look through like #streamer, #Twitch, and they'll just comment some copy paste thing. Hey, nice content, nice video. Under the expectation that you're gonna check out their page. And you know, maybe that works and maybe a small percentage of people will follow them, but I think it's just a waste of time. I think when people do that, everyone knows when someone's trying to do that. And the people who are doing it probably think they're getting away with it, but they're not. That's what I think. I think if you make a connection with someone and it's like a proper connection and you end up being good friends and stuff like that, that is so much more powerful than just hopping around loads of different people and just being like, hey, I like you, hey, I like you, hey, I like you. let me, promote my stuff in your spaces or whatever. I hope that made sense.
Yeah, no, that was very well put, mate. It was long, but it was well put. So we'll take
long.
that.
So that's the end of the podcast.
And
Thanks for
I
listening,
need to fill
everyone.
up time, so this is great for that. No, I think you're completely right. We sort of touched on it in Sloth's podcast, but you definitely developed it way further. It is, when you make connections, it's be sincere, which is exactly what you say. As you say, it's really obvious when you're just looking to grow and get a few followers and leave.
Absolutely.
But I also think it leads on to forming kind of like Twitch groups, Twitch communities, and they're kind of how you also grow as well, because I see you playing with friends. When you play with friends, it's fun, and then people like to watch that and interact more. And that's how it breaks up streaming on your own as well, because as much as that is fun.
And the way that people they end up playing games together is because they form those meaningful connections. If you're just going around a load of different people, you're never going to know them well enough to like be in a position where you can say, hey, do you want to play a game or something like that?
Absolutely.
So I think, that's a really big one for me, I think.
No, I think it's something that not many people talk about as well. So I think it's a really good bit of advice to get going on Twitch in general, as well as making sure that you grow consistently.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great start to the pod, Swiss. Great stuff, mate.
Thank you.
More out of you than I did Sloth, that's for sure. No, all love goes to Sloth for the first episode. Right, let's move on to Baby Swiss.
Not the emote.
Not the emote.
Because I have an emote, Baby Swiss.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's
yeah, it's my face with the Snapchat filter that makes you look like a baby.
Oh, that would be great. That's a really smart idea, actually. Yeah, I'll make sure I use that every time I get angry now. So, as I told you earlier, I've written down here. I don't know.
Yeah.
Growing up in the north.
Yeah.
What's that like, mate? What's that like?
It's grim.
Is it?
You know what? It's fine. It was fine. I had what I would consider to be a normal childhood. I lived in an area of Leeds that was all right. Wasn't too bad. Wasn't amazing, but only had my bike stolen once, and I didn't even manage to do it properly. So
that's pretty good going. That's pretty good going.
I think that is pretty good going. Yeah. I mean, I moved away from there when I was about 12. Moved to somewhere that's a little more sparsely populated, if you will.
Sure.
But yeah, I was just it was pretty normal. I was just a normal kid. I played football.
Nice.
Rode out on my bike. That kind of crap, just stupid kid crap.
Typical
crap that kids do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid
I was
stuff.
just a kid. I did not stand out in any way.
Sure.
Maybe I was like, I was all right in school up until I was about 14 when I don't know what happened. I got hit over the head or something, and then I just became an idiot. But other than that, I was just, I was pretty average. Just an average kid,
Average guy in an average world.
Yeah.
Just making his way through. I mean, that's fair. I mean, it sounds like you had a nice childhood, to be honest.
It was nice, It wasn't a bad childhood by any means. It wasn't a perfect childhood, but it was good,
Yeah.
I learned a lot of things. I learned a lot of life lessons. So I wouldn't trade it for another one.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, it's really good to hear, and I'm surprised you made it through the north, but we're here.
Well, it's not too bad. But maybe I'm saying that as someone who's only lived through that.
Ah, that's true.
I never went near the south at all. I've never been to London. I think the furthest south I've driven down to Portsmouth, but that was to get on a ferry to go to France once for a holiday.
Sure.
The furthest I've been south, where I've stayed like longer than a day, was I think where's Alton Towers?
It's north, as far as I'm aware.
Is it north? I mean, is it not near Derby or something like that? I consider that Midlands.
Is to get there, I have to go up.
Yeah.
So, That's all I know.
It's not south by any means.
No.
Yeah, that's the furthest south that I've been, really. I like to stay in my in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I like to stay in Leeds.
Stick to what you know. Stick to what you know.
Yeah, exactly. I Leeds, York. I've been to quite a lot. Got family there. Got family in Liverpool.
Nice.
I go there often, but I wouldn't be comfortable in London. I don't think it'd be too much, too busy.
Oh no, you don't want to live in London. You don't want to go there for more than like a day at a time. It is too much there. Well, I have to go up to the north sometimes, Swiss, and check it out because I haven't been that far up before.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a bit grey, but everyone says hi to you, and I like that.
That is a bizarre concept to me. That is a bizarre concept.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a thing that is only limited to like when you're not in a big city. If you go into Leeds city centre, it doesn't happen. But
Sure.
if you're in sort of the smaller part of Leeds, a little town or whatever nearby, then if you walk past someone and you happen to make eye contact with them, you'll say or they'll say hi. I never say hi first because I feel weird doing it.
Fair enough.
But they'll say hi. You just say hi back, and then you wander down the road. And for the next 5 minutes, you rack your brains, going, "Do I actually know them, or are they just saying hi because they're nice?" And it's always because they're just being nice.
That's a pleasant place to live. It sounds like, if you ask me.
Yeah, it is nice. It's fine. It's just fine.
It's just fine, and that will do these days. Just
it
fine will do.
Yeah.
Just fine do.
Yeah, a bit of stability, a bit of
yeah.
Just I'm happy with that. Yeah,
absolutely. If it wasn't clear to any listeners, I live down south. I grew up in Essex. I'm in Norwich now for university, and as Swiss has just explained, based around Leeds. You mentioned that you played football. Was that for a club? Was that for school? Was that?
Well, it was mostly just in school.
Sure.
I did try and play for a club once when I was about probably 13 or something like that. I played 3 games for them before I gave up because they formed like a reserve team at the start of that season, unbeknownst to me. And they put me in that reserve team because the first team was just full.
Sure.
So they just put all the new people in the reserve team. We didn't have a goalkeeper. I don't play goalkeeper. In one of the games, they put me as the goalkeeper.
Right.
I think we lost 10-0.
Fair enough.
I was normally a striker, but they put me at right back for some reason, or right mid, and I'm not fast or strong. I wasn't fast or strong or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm fast now. But...
I'm dense now, but...
Yeah. No, I was like... I mean, if anyone who's listening to this knows football or anything like that, think Peter Crouch.
Right, absolutely.
Because I looked a lot like him. I'm not that tall, but I was tall for my age, and I was very, very skinny and very, very weak.
Sure.
So putting me as like a right back seemed like a bit of a silly thing to do, which is why I gave up, because I just wasn't having fun with it. But I always just played in school and stuff, yeah. I like doing that. I think that's just easier, lower pressure. I was never going to be a, Premier League footballer or whatever, but...
Hey, you never know, Swiss. You might not have reached your peak yet, mate.
You never know. At the age of 25, yeah.
Hey, you never know. No, yeah, right back is the best position, by the way, to play. Just so you know.
I think I'd enjoy it more now.
Yeah.
I think I'd enjoy it a lot more now. I'm a little bigger, so I think sort of a little bit stronger. I think that defending, getting stuck in, would suit me a lot more than when I was just a little spaghetti-looking thing floating about,
bouncing off people all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
We won't talk about football too much longer because I know many listeners don't care.
No, everyone hates it. Sorry, everyone.
But we're having fun. I forgot what I was going to say now. I was going to say, getting into 11-a-side football at 13 is actually quite late to start playing football, isn't it? So it must have been quite hard to get in to any team, really.
I mean, yeah, that was when I'd done a couple of like training sessions when I must have been about 8 or 9 with a team I think they were called Lawnswood Juniors, and it was near. It wasn't too far away from where I went to high school. Um, but they didn't actually have a football team. They like started a football team and did training sessions and stuff like that, and I kept that up for like a year. Um, but by the time they'd actually like started the football team, I was long gone because I was we were like paying them money obviously to do like this training and stuff like that with the expectation that they were gonna actually, enter a team into a league, and they just never did after like a year. And I think my mum probably just thought that they were taking the piss or something, and was just like, "Well, you're not doing that anymore. Just go play in a field with your mates."
Yeah, yeah, just as fun,
Yeah,
and don't have to pay for it. So
exactly.
absolutely, yeah. Any other sports growing up, or was it just football?
Um, I dabbled in badminton
Oh, really?
when yeah, very not for too long. When I was in high school, there was like a badminton club at lunchtime, and I had nothing else to do. And one of my mates did it, and was like, "Oh, you should just turn up." And one of the guy who like ran it was my PE teacher at the time, and he was really nice.
Okay.
And I went in for one of these sessions, and he was like, "Oh, you're like actually quite good at this. You're natural." I'd never played badminton before or anything like that. Um, and so I kept that up for probably about that year. I think I entered a doubles tournament with someone. We didn't do too well because we were both beginners, but it was nice. It was a lot of fun. Um, but no, I other than that, no. I think I think I accidentally played in a cricket game once, like an adult's cricket game. My friend, growing up, his dad played for a cricket team, like a village one, and I think there was one game where they didn't have enough players or something like that, and so me and my brother and my friend and my friend's brother, who was my brother's friend as well, all went to this game, and they just sort of like chucked us on for about an hour, just fielding. Um, we didn't really know a lot about it, to be honest. So that was kind of interesting. I know a little bit about cricket, but not enough to play it. So I didn't really know what I was doing. I'd only ever played it in school. So
I do like the idea that you're still not sure if you actually played the cricket game or not.
well,
You seem a little bit confused to this day.
I mean, it was like one of these village games, and usually they like record like the stats and I mean, there was like it's one of these places with like a scoreboard and stuff like that, and a lot of these places they'll post like the results and stuff online. So if I could actually find the name of the cricket team, I know where it was played, but if I could find the name of the cricket team and like the date and stuff like that, my name might be on one of these websites somewhere, and it'll just have like no data next to it.
Hey, you never know. You never
Yeah.
know.
But at the same time, it could have just been a group of friends taking it all very seriously. So I have no idea.
Yeah, well, you might be aware as well, but I play cricket as kind of my summer sport, and
Yeah.
we do kind of just end up dragging people in because we're short of players. So it doesn't surprise me that that's sort
Yeah,
of
is that
happened.
just a normal sort of thing?
Yeah, that's fairly standard, especially if
Oh,
you're
right.
low on players. Just get someone to get in the way of the ball and hopefully not injure themselves, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds like I had a nice little sport in life as well. I also, for my GCSE PE, I had to choose 3 sports, and I played football and cricket already, so I chose badminton as my third. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, because again, a little bit like you, I had a bit of a knack for it.
Yeah.
And there was like a local badminton club, like really near my house, so I just went to them like once a week.
Oh, that's really good. I like that. Badminton's such a good sport.
It is underrated.
It does not get watched. Like
Yes.
when you watch it at the Olympics and stuff like that. I mean, the people that play at the Olympics are just fucking insane. But like,
Yeah.
even just watching people who are like maybe semi-professional or amateurs or whatever play it, it's really nice.
It's a
There's a nice flow to it.
Yeah, it's a really fast sport. Like it's high
it's
intensity.
fast, but it's not too fast that you're just going, I don't know what's going on.
Yes, yeah.
It's fast enough that you can pay attention, you know what's happening, but it's not like, it never slows down, does it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's good fun as well. I think anyone can play badminton as well. I think anyone can get into it.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's true. I think a lot of it is just technique
Yeah.
that you have to learn. You don't have to be particularly athletic or anything like
No,
that. I mean, it
no.
probably over the course of a whole match takes a little bit of stamina, but not as much as like a game of football or something. I don't
Oh,
think.
nowhere near the amount. Yeah, absolutely.
And you don't have to be like, when you play cricket, and you have to have a certain strength for that when you're throwing the ball
Yeah,
and
yeah,
batting
definitely.
and stuff. Badminton, you don't need that.
No.
It's all quite light, and it's all very light. So yeah, I agree with that. Anyone could get good at badminton, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, anyone can pick up and play. It's really fun. You go on maybe like a centre park or something. You'll see a lot of families playing because it's just easy to pick up and play. God, we get on, Swiss, don't we, mate? We get on.
We do. We have a lot of interests, and
Yeah.
every time I talk to you, we find out that we both like another thing
I feel
in
like
common.
we live the same life, but just in different areas of the country.
Yeah,
you know?
you're like the southern version of me.
No, you're the northern version of me, actually. That's how.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's how it works.
Forgive me.
Let's talk a little bit about childhood a little bit more. Did you have any ideas what you wanted to do when you were growing up in the future?
I never had a concrete idea.
Mm.
My dream, ask me as a kid, anything I could have done, I would have said footballer, obviously. I was a big footballer. I loved football.
Yes, yeah.
I would have loved to have done that. When I got to like, I don't know, 12, I sort of went, well, that's obviously not going to happen. And for a few years, I was just like not really sure at all what I wanted to do. I was quite good with computers, but I never did coding or anything like that, so I wouldn't have been a developer or anything like that. So I really had no idea. When I was about 15, I started playing bass guitar.
Oh, cool.
And that was probably the point where I was like, oh, I'd really like to be a musician. Which, yeah, that didn't happen, obviously. But I still dabble with that every now and then. But yeah, I never had a concrete idea. Sadly, I've sort of meandered through life, not having a clue about anything, and I feel like I'm still in that phase. Weirdly, even though I'm in my mid-20s now.
I think a lot of people are where you are, and a lot of people pretend that they know what they're doing in life when they don't.
It's probably a lot more common than I think it is. Yeah. I've asked a few people about that kind of thing, and a few people just sort of say they're just sort of faking it all the way through life.
Yeah.
You never think they are, but yeah, that probably is a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think people kind of stumble into jobs that pay decent, and then that's just what they do.
And then
the
it
rest of
just
their
sort
life.
of it just sort of goes from there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they might specialize or kind of like tailor their career path a little bit towards what they prefer, but basically they just stumble into a job that pays well, and that will do them for most of it. Have you had any jobs before?
Well, when I was at uni, I did some volunteer work.
Nice.
In last year, where I was doing like some teaching.
That's really cool.
I taught God, what was it now? Electronic music production, I think it was.
Oh wow.
It was what was the organizer? I can't remember what the organization was called, but they were like affiliated with Mind. Do you know?
Yes,
the
I'm aware.
mental
Yeah.
health charity. And it was basically people, almost like a form of therapy, sort of, that they'd go to these classes every week, and we'd teach them, like the basics of this stuff, and they had access to the technology to be able to do that stuff. And at the end of it, there was like a big showcase. Everyone played all their tracks and stuff to everyone else, and we had a big like do and stuff. It was really nice, but that didn't last too long.
Yeah.
It was really good, and I had no idea what I did it with a few other people. I had no idea what I was doing because electronic music is not my thing, but I was doing music tech at uni, so I knew a little bit about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I definitely wasn't in a place where I could have taught that by myself. But then after that, when I finished uni, I was so burnt out because, I don't know how people did it, but I was doing 40 hours a week or whatever at uni, and not 40 hours of lectures, but 40 hours of whatever. And after 3 years of that and working really hard, because I had no real knowledge of what I was doing before I went to uni. I don't know why they accepted me. Well, I do. It's because of the money. But I had no idea what I was doing. So I worked really hard at uni, and after that, I was just so burnt out that I basically just did nothing for like a year because I was also mentally just generally not in a fantastic place. All my people that I got to know at uni had suddenly moved back home, and
Sure.
that's not nice,
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah.
But after that, I was sort of casually looking for work and stuff like that, and I don't know what it is about, whether it's my A level results, whether people pay attention to them. I did terribly in them,
Sure.
or whether it's just that my degree is undesirable. But I am what I consider to be terminally unhireable. I could not believe the things I was getting rejected from, like Morrison's,
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff like that. I couldn't even. There was one point I couldn't even get an interview with Morrison's. Fucking Morrison's. So I don't know. I don't know what happened there. But I tried for God knows how long, and eventually it got to a point where the pandemic came around.
Yeah.
And that was when no one could get a job. But I was already streaming at that point. So I sort of just said to myself, well, maybe I should just try this, because that way, I'm in control of what I'm doing, and obviously it's not going to pay as well as a quote unquote proper job. But,
yeah.
It's something to get me through,
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah. I think that a lot of people needed something to do in lockdown anyway, right? To stop them going insane and to feel productive about life. So absolutely, man. I think, you're more aware than anyone, I imagine, but it is very hard to get a job at the moment, and it doesn't matter if it's as simple as, Morrison's or any supermarket job. You need a good CV. Because it's just so competitive right now. Because you got kids coming in as well, wanting jobs. Like,
this is why, like, if someone is like 16 years old and they get a job somewhere, they're already in a better position than someone who has good A levels, has a degree and stuff, but doesn't have any experience. That's just the way it is. I did sort of know that, but by the time I'd realized that, I was like, I was in my last year of uni. So it was a bit late to do a lot about it,
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's I mean, this summer just gone, I started my first proper job, working in a bar back at home. It's a really nice job, and management are lovely, so I'm really glad I did it. But it's definitely, I've seen it boost my CV, and like I've got into more things, and like it's definitely is worth it. So
they just want to see some proof of experience,
Yeah, some kind of, you can hold a job basically.
Yeah, if you can hold a job, that's it. That's like the minimum requirement now.
Yeah,
but it does mean for people like me who, I consider the teaching that I did to be employment. It was volunteer work, but I didn't get paid for it. But other than that, there was no like tangible difference between, other than like actually needed a teaching qualification. That to me was experience, but a lot of people clearly don't see it that way. So
yeah, it's a tricky one, because I think that's an incredible experience to do, and hats off to you for doing that, because that sounds like an amazing cause. But I think I imagine that from an employer's point of view, it's just because it's a volunteer position, they believe it's easy to get, and therefore holds no value because it's so easy to get. But what they don't consider is kind of what you're saying, is that the experience you get from that, and skills you develop as a result of that, is basically the same as having a job.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's a tricky one. It definitely is a tricky one with the job market. But obviously, your Twitch streaming is going fairly well. You've obviously got 2,000 followers now, so better than most. I'm sure you'll be my most followed streamer for a while, so you can hold that crown on this pod.
Can I put that like in my bio or something?
Absolutely, mate. On your CV, actually, I reckon that'll get you a job.
I put it on my CV. Yeah. Yeah. I'll give that a go.
Lovely, man. Well, we're going for about half an hour now, and honestly, it's flown by so far. But we have got other things to talk about other than growing up in the north. Just like Sloth's stream, we're going to do a little Twitter game for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously, with Sloth's one, it was quite easily directed towards movies because that's what Sloth's all about, and we could guess the movie. For you,
yeah, my
you have no personality, Swiss. No, I'm kidding. For you, it's just going to be kind of guess what the fuck you were waffling about, basically.
Yeah, my Twitter is a mess.
We can only find tweets back to 2019, just like
yeah, that's
Sloth.
when I started that account.
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking for tweets with a few friends, and I was told by one to try and find a Facebook of yours, but I thought that's a little bit weird.
I don't have Facebook.
Oh, good. Honestly,
I deleted it.
I have it for uni, and that's it. I don't use it.
Yeah. When I finished uni, I got rid of it.
Yeah,
I can't stand Facebook.
I'll be doing the same. I'll be doing the same.
Yeah, good. Honestly, it's helped a lot.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read the first part of this tweet, and you have to guess how you finished it. You might remember this tweet, you might not.
Yeah, I might. Oh, I'm interested.
Okay, you ready? Tweet number 1. Pleased to announce next year's September will consist of... Finish your sentence.
Oh, it's something to do with Jeff Bezos taking a shit or something. Is he Jeff Bezos? Is it something about Jeff Bezos? This is gonna sound mad, but then I'm assuming you're gonna read out the full tweet, and people will see where I'm coming from. It's something about Jeff Bezos like taking a shit in someone's mouth or something like that for an extra 5% of the revenue or something like that. I can't remember, but I remember tweeting it because this September, I went back to that tweet and was like, oh, actually, I was quite accurate there.
I mean, you basically got as far right as you possibly could. Very much you tweeted it kind of almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
So, pleased to announce next year's September will consist of Twitch making me suck off Jeff Bezos' big diapered ass at gunpoint as he gorges on Taco Bell non-stop for 30 days. Channel subscriptions will cost 5% more.
Yeah, see, I don't actually... What time have you got that tweet up at the moment?
I do, I actually do.
Does it say what time I tweeted that? Because that comes across as a 3:30 a.m. tweet.
I mean, it's 11:22 p.m. So
yeah,
it's a late night kind of...
Yeah, anything past 10 p.m. It's like Gremlins. Any time past 10 or 11 p.m. and my mind just turns to mush and I just talk absolute shit.
Honestly, same. And I'm supposed to be young and ready to go, but
I've always been like that. Yeah.
Now I have told you a little fib here, Swiss. We're not actually going to play the Twitter game. We're going to play the Twitch Sings game. Okay.
Oh, I like this.
I've got 4 sound clips that the audience will hear in turn.
Oh my god, this is going to be so
different Twitch
good.
Sings, and you have to guess what the song is. Now, anyone who is listening and is somehow unaware of Swiss's, quite frankly, brilliant Twitch Sings career, I'll call it a career.
It was a career.
Swiss has done Twitch Sings a few years ago when it was a big thing, like most streamers have. But I honestly, a lot of streamers kind of half sing the song and laugh in between. Swiss really does commit, and full credit to you because they are hilarious to listen to and watch back. Are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Okay, I'm gonna upload it to the Discord chat that we're in. People at home, you will be able to hear it in turn as Swiss hears it. Question 1. It's a 2-parter, this one. The only 2-parter. There's 2 questions to it. So question 1, take a listen. Should just come through now. It's a good God, turn me
on. Yeah, I remember that.
So can you tell me the name of the song?
It's Get Busy by Sean Paul, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Yeah, I forgot it for a second.
1 point to you. Now, this is from I have heard the version where you did both parts. This was taken from a version where someone else did a part. Can you remember the name of the person that did the duet with you?
Well, I mean, multiple people would have done it, I think.
Sure, sure.
Have you got the video for this? Am I on the left or the right?
I believe you're on the left for this.
I'm on the left. Okay.
To be honest, if you get this, it'll be very impressive. It's a hard question.
I can remember someone. Now I did a version of it where Tiggy Pen sang along on the right.
Oh my goodness!
So she reacted to it. Is that one?
That is very, very good. Well, fair play.
Me and Tiggy still bring that up sometimes because it's just so iconic, isn't it?
It is iconic. Yeah. That's one word to describe it, at least. No, I'm very surprised you remember that. Fair play to you. Absolutely fair play to you. Are you ready for question 2?
I am.
It's coming through now.
What do you want, man?
Oh God!
I love that so much.
You want to know what song that is?
Mm-hmm.
That was "It Wasn't Me" by by Shaggy.
Straight on. I thought this would be harder than they were, but you know them all.
Yeah, I do know them all. That was one of the first ones I ever sang.
Oh really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Fair play. Honestly, half this section is just to listen to the glorious things that happen in Twitch Sings.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm glad you are. Question 3 is coming through now.
Yeah, yeah. No, you like to.
Oh, is that I know you like to think that shit don't step roses.
Absolutely. Yeah. I never heard of the song until I listened to this.
That's a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'd never a lot of these songs I'd never heard until.
Oh, okay.
I sang them on Twitch Sings.
All right, we've got one more for you. One more should come through now.
Oh yeah. So that would be Supermassive Black Hole, Muse.
Wow, he's too good. I was too generous with time lengths. Yeah,
do you know what? I used to play a game on Facebook called Song Pop. I don't know if you've heard of this.
I have,
and it's right. I played that religiously for years. So I can listen to like a second of a song that I know and I can just go, yeah, I know what that song is. It's such a useless gift, but I mean, it's not useless because it's worked out perfectly here, I think.
Hey, it's not useless to me.
Yeah.
Because this has been great. And this has been my favourite Twitch Sings game ever.
That was fantastic.
Thank you so much for playing. You won the grand prize.
Which is?
Whatever you want. What do you want? What do you need right now, Swiss? What do you need? I'll get you it.
I don't know. Nothing. I'm fine, actually.
Okay, cool. You win nothing.
Thanks. It's all I ever wanted.
I can tell. Do you think anything like Twitch Sings will come back at some point?
Oh, I've had thoughts about this. Because they got rid of it because, I mean, according to them, they couldn't afford the licensing for the music, which is obviously bollocks because it's Amazon of all people. Not people, but you know what I mean?
Yes.
A couple of people threw around an idea when it was shutting down about making it like a monthly subscription thing where I guess if people paid like, I don't know how much it'd be, $4.99 a month or something like that, and you could play Twitch Sings and you obviously have the rights to do the karaoke.
Yeah.
I think if they did something, I think that's the most realistic scenario. I think if they, you know what, if they did that, I'd use it again. I'd use it again because Twitch Sings was just incredible. I can't sing, but it's karaoke.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just having fun. And I started off on Twitch, doing Twitch Sings really.
Yeah.
And I met so many fantastic people who I'm still in contact with now, and that's a bond I'm gonna have with them for life. These terrible, probably good on their part, but On my part, just terrible duets. Sometimes I didn't even sing. I just used to sit there and eat a bowl of cereal.
I didn't know
And
that.
they-
I didn't know that. That's very good.
Yeah, oh, I used to do all sorts of stuff like that. I think there was one where I didn't know the song and I just sat there staring at the camera the whole time.
Lovely. Lovely.
It's so much. It's so nice to watch people do those duets later and like see their reaction
Yeah.
to what I'm doing.
That's amazing.
It is fantastic. It was so good, and it's a shame that so many people joined Twitch sort of after that shut down because it was amazing. It was just so good. The best time I've had on Twitch, definitely. Possibly ever. The Twitch Sings phase of my life was just. I was home alone all the time. You know, everyone else was working or whatever, and I could just shout and scream and it was just so good. I cannot stress how much fun it was.
No, yeah. I mean, you can tell by looking at your VODs and anyone's VODs really that did Twitch Sings that how much fun people were having on that, and it is a shame. I understand the reasons why, but it is a shame that.
Yeah, I get why they shut it down. There's probably a thing with DMCA and stuff as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
They were just worried about, but yeah, there's so many just wonderful people that I met through that.
Exactly, yeah. I was about to say that as well. You know, it's a great place to meet people and interact with people, and like you say, create memories that.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the first people that I ever sang with on there are either like VIPs in my chat still, or like there's some of my first followers, and they're still about now, in like hanging about in my streams and stuff like that. And it really it makes the time feel like it's passed by like quite quickly when you consider that was over 2 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
It's weird. It's very weird.
I think since lockdown, at least for me, since lockdown, like 2 years ago feels like yesterday, but 5 years ago feels like 10 years ago. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like
it's very weird. I can sort of say 2 years ago felt like last week, but 1 month ago felt like 2 years ago.
That's also very true. Yeah, absolutely.
It's all sort of relative to whatever time period you're comparing, I think.
Crazy times. Anyway, let's move on to your streaming career outside of Twitch Sings.
Yeah.
I noticed whilst looking at your Twitch Sings that your name has not always been SwissKnee.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
SwissKnee with an NY rather than with the part of the body on the end.
Yeah.
Was there a reason for that change, or?
There was, and there was 2 reasons for it. One of the reasons was that I was following people, and I was like, if I was subscribing to someone or something like that, and they'd go, "Oh, thanks for the follow, Swizzy," or "Thanks for the follow, Swinsy," and what I'm not bothered about them mispronouncing it, but I just thought, wouldn't it be easier for them to read if I just sort of made it phonetically similar, but
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So there was that, and there was also there's a streamer who is also called SwissKnee, but with an I.
Okay.
Now, he's lovely, by the way. He's actually popped into my stream before, and it was because it wasn't planned or anything like that. I didn't follow him, he didn't follow me, and we had a chat about it, and he's so lovely. But it was this thing that I was sort of like, I wanted it to be unique. I didn't want to be mixed up with anyone else. So I thought, well, now is as good a time as any to change my username. So I can't remember when it was. I think it was November-ish in 2020.
Yeah.
That I changed it. Yeah. Yeah. Now he sort of took that as like, oh, we had a fight over the username, and he won, and that that is honestly what it seems like. But there was multiple reasons for it.
Yeah, Fair enough. I just noticed it and I was just curious about it. Before we go on to current streaming, previously you've had a few big raids. I won't name names, but had a few big raids from people.
Yeah.
What on earth is that like to deal with?
Hell. It is. It is hell. No, it's there's two sides to it. Obviously, it's very nice to get a big raid, and having to deal with, like, I think the follower like notification went off. I think in one stream I got about 200 follows from one of
Wow.
these, and I just had to sit there and just wait for I don't know what it was at the time, my notification, but I had to wait for that to play
Yeah.
200 times. I didn't think to turn it off.
Everyone gets their credit.
Yeah, I just had to live with that. But at the same time, I suppose this also depends on who you're getting raided by. But if you're going to get a big raid, there's always going to be people who are perhaps not so pleasant. So it's this thing where I was always like, right, I've got to temporarily like hire some mods here to deal with this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because at the time I only had like 2, maybe 3 mods, and having to deal with God knows how many people in the chat. I mean, I count myself as one of the mods in that situation.
Yeah, sure.
So, I couldn't really just sit there and just deal with the chat. But it's not enough for 2 people, so I'd have to like go through chat and go, oh, who's here that I know? I'm gonna make them a mod just for this stream, and that was really stressful. And it's also really stressful because you're suddenly very aware of how many people are watching you.
Sure.
I turn my view count and stuff off.
Yeah.
Generally, but I think there was one time when I got a big raid and I was actually on my like lunch break at the time, and I leave my phone and stuff in here. I just go and get a cup of tea or whatever, and I came back and I had a load of messages just saying like, come back, because they thought I'd taken my phone with them. And I looked back at the clip and it said that I'd been raided with a party of 2,000 and something.
Wow.
And I completely missed it. But it was just a thing of it was just a calm stream. I went away for 5 minutes. I came back and suddenly I was just very aware that I had a very large audience, and I don't deal particularly well with that. I do like to turn things like view counts and follower counts and stuff off when I'm streaming.
Sure.
I don't like paying attention to it because you just get too fixated. If you've got 10 viewers, and you can see that, and then 5 minutes later you look and you've got 8 viewers, you go, well, what have I done wrong? But you've not done anything wrong. People come and go. That's just how it is. It doesn't just stay the same. It doesn't just go up. It fluctuates all over the place. So, I mean, if any, I don't know if this is a question you're going to ask later about like streamer advice or anything, but first off, turn all that crap off.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Turn off your view accounts and your follower accounts and stuff like that. It will make your life a lot better.
To add on to that, I used to stream fairly regularly, particularly through lockdown a few years ago, and I didn't turn my view account off stupidly, and I also kind of had the opposite effect. When I noticed it went up, I tried too hard to be engaging and to keep these viewers that have come in.
But then what you got to realize is that people are there because of what you're currently putting out. So it sounds silly, but you shouldn't change how you're streaming. But it is very easy to do that. Like you're saying.
Absolutely. I mean, I absolutely cannot imagine going from a room full of people watching you to a hall full of people watching you. I can't imagine the emotions going through that. But fair play to you for making it work and dealing with it well.
Well-ish.
Well enough.
Yeah,
I might have just ended stream. So
I didn't. Well, I mean, one of my first streaming experiences on Twitch. This was before my current account. This is on one of my older accounts. I usually just streamed for like my friends, So I'd get 1 or 2 viewers at most, and that was what I was fine with. I wasn't looking to make a thing of it or anything like that. I just wanted to stream somewhere where 1 or 2 people could watch and comment and stuff. I was playing The Sims once, and this is when I had the view count and stuff on and everything like that. And I looked over at one point, and I had like 10 viewers, and I went, "Oh shit, double figures." That was 10 was just too many people, and I panicked, and I just went, "I've got to go now. Bye." Ended the stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I couldn't deal with it. I just completely panicked. And it's a funny story now because I look back and go, 10 viewers. It doesn't.
I do that daily now.
But it was really big for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think when you stream for a while and your view count and stuff goes up, you sort of forget just how much like that is to some people, which is why I like raiding smaller streamers. You can really make someone's day if someone's got 1 or 2 viewers and you raid them with any
literally like 5 people
really.
and it'll be the best. Yeah, absolutely.
And I've seen people get so excited and happy about it, and I love seeing that. And I've met some really nice people as well through doing that. So that's something that I try and do quite often.
I mean, the biggest version of raiding into people and then getting a friendship out of it that I can think of is, you probably are aware of a kid called Tommy in it online. You probably seen him about. He's pretty big.
It rings a bell.
When he was much smaller. By that I mean he still had like 100,000 YouTube subscribers. He just randomly raided into someone with 0 viewers, and now they're best mates. He's given that guy a career because he now gets 10k average viewers on Twitch. Yeah. And it's nice, and they formed a friendship out of it. So
see, I love that. I love stories like that. They're one of the best things about Twitch, I think. The way that you can, if you have the power to change someone's I guess fortunes on Twitch, if you want to put it that way, then you can. I love it. I love it so much.
It's an amazing platform, amazing community, and I think, I mean, it's so easy to look at all the trolls that we've had recently on there, and all the 12-year-olds on there who, just watch XQC and get angry at people.
Yeah, can you play Fortnite?
Yeah,
I get that a lot. I
am not surprised by that at all, because you've got kids that have got a day off school and you're streaming during the day, and they come in and can I play on your Minecraft server?
You can actually if I formed a graph of the amount of 12-year-olds that came into my stream, the peaks would be during the school holidays. Absolutely. It's something that I've noticed for so long now. That, and when people come in with sort of troll usernames and stuff like that. It's just,
obviously.
It's just people who've got a week off school and they're bored. Always.
Yeah. Literally.
Always.
It's kids thinking that they're trolling because they've seen someone online do it and thinking it's funny.
It's just boring, isn't it? It's not offensive, it's just boring.
It is really boring, and it's really sad. I mean, my personal experience with kind of a larger scale troll has been, I remember playing in Dead Cat's community Among Us game, and I don't think I was streaming on my end that time, but I had done before, and they had an open Discord link, just kind of like Sloth does. I don't know if you do, Swiss, but
yeah, I used to, and then I might tell the story of that if you want me to.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And just to quickly go over, these trolls found the Discord link, used it. There was about 3 or 4 of them that raided in. They got bots to spam basically just porn in all the text channels. They joined our voice channel, started saying the N-word and all these horrible things. And that was a fairly traumatic experience for people involved, and particularly Red Dead Cat at the time.
Yeah, it's just the fucking worst, isn't it? I used to play Jackbox on Twitch quite a lot. I've stopped now for the most part, and the reason is whenever you play Jackbox, you are completely at the mercy of that sort of people. I think I got follows from people, and their username was check Discord and stuff like that. And then I just thought that well, I didn't realize it was an instruction, but then people were saying to me, "Mate, check your Discord." And this is back when I hadn't opened Discord. Looked at my Discord, gore everywhere, all over the place. So obviously you have to sit there and get rid of all this stuff on Discord.
Yeah.
And that's why now my Discord has like such an sort of intensive, is that the word? Extensive, I'd say, screening process where if I don't know someone's Twitch username or if I don't know someone, they're just getting kicked.
Yeah.
Because I can't take the risk of other people seeing that sort of thing, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's something that no one wants to go through, and obviously, no one, needed therapy over it. But it is a scary thing to go through. I mean, and they were clipping the bits where they were saying the N-word over and over again to try and get this guy banned. It's really tough to go through. And again, like you say, now in Dead Cat's Discord, if they don't know who you are, you're not getting into the Discord. Basically,
I think that's a really good policy to have.
It's really sad, but yeah.
It is sad, but you've just got to do it. Otherwise, it'll happen to you at some point, probably. Thankfully, it is easier now to sort of implement those sort of security things. I think there's like a rules thing in Discord now where
yes, there is. Yeah,
people can't just like enter and just do whatever immediately, and yeah, it is awful. It is really awful.
It's tough. It's really tough. Like, I mean, on Twitch, kind of, there's like the 5-minute follow mode, 10-minute follow mode that a lot of streamers put on now. But that's really tough for interaction because when people join a stream, they want to talk to you immediately.
Absolutely, yeah. I avoid follow mode unless I get follow botted, which has happened a few times. I avoid doing. I see why people do it, but what I do instead is have it so people have to have their phone number verified. And if you don't have your phone number verified, then you've got to have an account that's older than, I think, like 3 days, and you've got to be following for over 24 hours or something like that.
That's really clever, yeah.
I know there are a lot of people who don't want to give their phone number to Twitch for whatever reason, and that's fair enough. So I don't want to exclude them, but
yeah,
they've got to realize that I've had a lot of crap
yeah, man,
on
absolutely.
Twitch in the past, and just because they don't want to give their phone number, they've just got to wait 24 hours. And if they can't wait 24 hours, then fair enough.
They're probably not going to stick around anyway. So
yeah, exactly.
God, that was a tangent I was not prepared for, but I enjoyed it.
It's good, yeah.
So to kind of wrap up your streaming career, obviously recently you did a post on Twitter all about kind of your new approach, new branding to streaming.
I did.
I read it last night, and I thought it was really well put, and you made some really good points in there.
I'm glad you liked it. A few other people sort of reached out and said that they felt similar ways about the kind of things that I was talking about, which is nice to hear in terms of like, oh, I'm not alone in this, but also because some of the things were quite negative.
Yeah,
that I was talking about. It's kind of a shame,
It is a shame. And without stirring the pot too much, it does kind of come back to the 12-year-olds we were talking about a minute ago.
Yeah,
not entirely,
no.
But I do think that sort of attitude it comes.
That is part of it. Yeah, absolutely. You get really paranoid when that sort of thing happens to you so much that you just any new person. You go, oh, are they going to cause trouble? And you look at their account, it says account created 30 minutes ago, and you go, oh God, that's got to be a troll. And I used to just ban them. And I feel bad about that because there are genuinely people that have like just made an account 30 minutes ago and have followed. And I always feel terrible afterwards of realizing they're like just a nice person.
Yeah, it's tough to know, but yeah, at the same time, you don't take that risk. But anyway, yeah. Would you like to talk about your new approach to streaming? What's going to change? All these kind of good things.
God, what is going to change? First of all, my branding has completely changed. I got some new art, and well, I say new art. It's all recolored stuff. Person who did the art, Nova Nexus, they said that I could recolor all the stuff that they made for me and use that. which was very
Cool.
kind of them.
Yeah.
So it's going to look a bit different. I don't know about. I'm possibly worried that I might have overstated it in terms of how different it's going to be, but I just want to be more myself as opposed to. It actually comes back to like the raids and stuff that I got, and when you get a raid that's massive, you want to keep that audience, and to keep that audience, I thought wouldn't it be good if like I was a bit more in tune with the people that raided me in terms of the rules that I have and what I tolerate and what I don't tolerate, even if I necessarily don't agree with them, because otherwise people might kick off about it or whatever. And so I was very much just following someone else's lead for a long time. And over time, I sort of ended up in this very like, and I don't say this in a bad way because it is what it is. A very wholesome, but sort of like very sanitized version of myself on stream. Which sometimes I'm like that, but a lot of the time I'm not. And sometimes I just go, oh, I don't want to stream now because I'm not up to, being all wholesome and
Yeah.
ooh and stuff like that,
Yeah, for sure.
So I want to be more me. I want to go my own way instead of, having a vibe that other people expect, maybe. Having other rules and stuff that other people expect. There's a lot of people on Twitch who, for various reasons, they don't like certain things, certain emotes. I won't go into it, but
Sure.
like I'm at a point where I don't see the point in policing that kind of thing. I used to be very like, I used to crack down on that kind of thing a lot. It's not for me anymore, and I haven't done it for a while actually. But I'm sort of just making it like official that I just wanted. I wanted to be like when I started, and I was doing Twitch things. I wasn't just doing Twitch things. I did like other little things. I think the Simpsons Hit and Run for a while, which is pretty good actually.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually.
And I had such a good time. And it was my stream, and I didn't have a load of viewers at the time, but that's that's fair. I'd rather go back to that and be authentically me rather than like this version of me that is just a bit. I don't know I don't know how to phrase it. I'm a little bit. I think sanitized was the word I used a couple of minutes ago. It's probably the best way for it, the best way for me to word it, because sometimes I wouldn't make like, I don't know. I mean, the Broken Sloth.
I do,
and I love his streams. I love his streams to bits. His chat is very unwholesome at the best of times.
Yeah,
in a nice way.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
I absolutely agree. Yeah.
I don't think I'd steer that far in that direction, but a bit more mature content, viewer discretion advised kind of thing, rather than people being like teenagers and stuff. I mean, I never really had a rule that was like, or teenagers are allowed to watch or whatever. I've always got like the mature stream thing on, but I never really adhered to it. So I think that it'll probably not even be that different now I've said all this. I'll probably just start streaming again and be like, oh yeah, it's just the same stuff again. But I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say because I'm sort of tearing up the approach that I've had for like 18 months now, and basically just going back to the basics. You see so many people on Twitch who go on stream, and there's a couple of examples. Am I allowed to name names here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's in a good way, of course. I'm not going to talk shit. One of my oldest like Twitch pals is a guy called Cat Daddy DT. Give him a follow, by the way. He's such a lovely guy. And his streams are like the perfect place to be. And it's just like, I don't want to say it's a normal stream because it's so much more than that, obviously, but it's such a wonderful community. But it's like your gamer stream, you know? He sits there and he plays games and there's channel point redemptions and stuff like that, and he wears a lot of hats and drinks hot sauce and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. And he has so much fun doing it. And I have so much fun watching it because his like positivity is so contagious.
Yeah.
And I want to be like that. Just playing games, having a laugh, just talking shit, basically, but like in a good way. And then I'll be in a space where I'm being more positive and I'm being more cheerful, and that will hopefully also be contagious, and then other people have a better time. Because I know that there's definitely been times I've streamed where I've sort of been like, oh, I'm kind of in a bad mood here. I should probably stop streaming, but I've started now, so I won't. And then I'll probably not be like an asshole, but you know, I won't be in the best mood for what a streamer should be acting like, you know?
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah.
So I just want to, oh fuck, I just want to have a nice time. I just want to have a nice time instead of panicking about stuff and all that kind of thing, and being paranoid about, oh, is this person a wrong un? And stuff like that. And you know, that's basically what it is. It's nothing more, nothing less. Whether or not that actually changes a lot, I don't know. But the way I'll be thinking about my approach and stuff, that has changed massively. Hopefully the output does as well.
Well, you'd think that, you know, if your internal is changing, then your external self
Well,
will
yeah,
change.
you'd hope so.
I just said
I don't know.
internal.
I don't know if it'll change instantly, and it'll be my first stream, and I'll be like, oh yeah, this is new and exciting, or whether it'll be more gradual. It's something that I've tried to do for the past like few months, with varying success. But I'm making more of an effort now.
Well, it's good to hear that you're doing what you want to do now, and it sounds like you were almost portraying a version of yourself that was a little bit PC, and
I mean, I wouldn't say.
No, not that you're a racist off stream.
No,
but you were a very reserved version of yourself, and you were monitoring yourself a lot.
I would never want to say anything that people would object to.
No, of course,
because that's so you know, it's not. I don't think it's about being PC.
Sure,
but I think I was just so worried about what I was doing or saying that I would just end up not enjoying myself, and I've got to allow myself a bit more freedom, I think. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything bad. I should stress, this isn't me doing like a whole like Ricky Gervais, oh, I'm just going to say everything, and if people get offended, then whatever.
No,
it's not that. It's not that at all. I still want to be, you know, nice and stuff. But
absolutely, yeah.
I think from the streams that I've been in and streams that I watch a lot, Broken Sloth being one of them, that you don't have to put such a massive filter on what you're saying.
No, you don't.
Because it's generally fine. I think it's just me overthinking it, basically.
For sure. As I said, like, it's really cool to hear you kind of thinking about how you're streaming and wanting to enjoy yourself more. And honestly, I wish the best for you with it.
Thank you. I do. I just think it's. You can edit that bit out.
I might not.
Streaming should be fun.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you're not having fun while you're streaming, then, like I said in that message on Twitter, I might as well go and do something where I'm also not having fun, but I'm getting a decent amount of money out of it.
Exactly.
You know? I might as well go work in a Greg's.
Mate, free sausage rolls. Free sausage rolls.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
I absolutely do.
It seems so silly that I was even like being like that. So I've sort of given myself a virtual slap across the face and just said, you know, get it together, focus. Do what you want to do. Don't worry about other people. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they won't watch. And that's fine.
Exactly.
That's how it should be.
Exactly. And then you'll build a community that people that like you and you like, and it'll be a good old time.
Yeah. And hopefully now, if I've been streaming for so long, that I can play a game that people might not really enjoy, but they still want to watch because they perhaps maybe want to watch it because I'm streaming it. Maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
One day.
Maybe they like the personality.
You'd like to think so, especially if they've been there for a while.
Think so. Yeah.
Let's wrap up your streaming point of view with when's your next stream? What are your future plans?
Well, next stream.
This is coming out on Sunday.
This is coming out on Sunday. I probably will have done. I've made very tentative plans to do like a co-op stream. That I've started doing that a lot more recently, and it's a lot of fun. It is so much. It's something that I never did in the past, and I don't really know why. But I've started doing that a lot more now. Yeah, I would imagine that it'll be sooner rather than later. I've taken 2 weeks off now, and then even like the 2 weeks before that, I only streamed like 3 or 4 times. Because I just needed like a big extended break while I got my shit together.
Fair enough.
So yeah, it'll be sooner rather than later.
Cool.
Future plans. Fuck.
Hey, if you got none, you got none. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I just my sort of philosophy when streaming is play what you want to play. Don't I never like doing on Mondays I'm going to play this, on Tuesdays I'm going to play this, because what if I get to Tuesday and I go, what if I don't want to play that? Then I'm just going to be moody during it because I want to play something else. So I sort of take it as I go. But what I'm going to try and do more, hopefully, whether I keep to this promise or not is a different question. I probably won't, but the idea is to play smaller games every now and then.
Okay.
I did a lot of long playthroughs. I spent a month on Skyrim, which actually I'll probably come back to at some point soon, to be honest.
Nice.
Immediately breaking the promise of playing smaller games. But apart from that, I used to play games for like a month on end, non-stop, and it would be like Monday I play Skyrim, Tuesday I would play Skyrim, Wednesday and I just did that until I got bored, and then I played another game for a month.
Sure.
I'm going to try and split it up a bit now. And try and do like, you know, maybe once or twice a week, just play something a little bit different.
Yeah, why not?
Even if that's just something for half a stream where you're playing it with someone else, because I've enjoyed doing that, like I said.
Yeah. It'd
be nice to do that a lot more. So that's my goal. However, I'll probably get to like March and just be like, nah, forget it. I'm just going to go back and play Minecraft for 6 months again.
Oh, but it's a good game, isn't it? It's a good game.
It is a good game, and I'm very much like that. If I get addicted to a game, I get addicted. You can't get me off the game. But then I always get burnt out, and I never want to play it again for like a year or whatever. So
everyone does that. Everyone goes through the Minecraft phase of playing it for like 24 hours a day for like 2-3 months at a time, and then you go and start like a new world or something like that, and you go, I'm so bored.
Yeah, it's exactly what happened with me.
Yeah,
exactly what happened with me. I only started playing Minecraft last year.
Oh, really? Okay.
That was it. Yeah, that was the first. January last year was the first time I played Minecraft. I spent a long time. It doesn't tell you how long you've played it.
No, it doesn't.
But I played in a multiplayer server for about 2 months. I wasn't streaming a lot at the time. Didn't have much internet. My internet was breaking a lot, so I was using like tethering and stuff, disconnecting from the server every 5 minutes. But I enjoyed it. And then towards the end of the year, I played it a lot again. Yeah, I'm surprised it took me so long to get around to it. It's a very good game.
It is. I think it's got a bit of a stigma for being a kids game, which is fair enough because a lot of kids play it.
I don't think that put me off. I think what put me off was that I'm not a massively creative person. Or I don't think I am. So I thought if I get put in this world where I can do anything, I'm just not going to know what to do. But I think the thing with Minecraft that I like is you get put into a world and there's always something nearby that you can go, oh, that'd be interesting. I'll do something with that. Maybe I'll just do a little mine here and
Yeah.
oh, look, I found something. Oh, here's an idea. Why don't I build a house that looks like this? And oh, why don't I build a massive square that's like 80 by 80 and just dig it out like I did in the old server? It took 2 weeks, but I was so obsessed with getting this big square done, and I like that. I I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it was creative, but it was something.
It was something. I mean, I do remember going to a stream once. You playing Minecraft. I think I was just like, oh, what are you doing in Minecraft? And he's like, I was digging out this big gravel patch, and I was like, absolutely.
Gravel is such a satisfying thing to dig out.
Yeah, and sand, gravel and sand.
Gravel, sand, clay. Clay is fantastic
big. That's a big shout. Yeah.
You find one of those flora caves or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Absolutely, just full of clay. And you can spend days in there.
Yes.
With a good shovel, and the sound that it makes and everything.
Oh man,
it's just perfect. Yeah, I love doing that stuff. I love it. I'm not a builder. I'm not a crafter. I'm a miner.
You're a miner. You're a hard worker.
Yeah. I'm northern. It's my northern genes.
Yeah, of course. We just talked about Minecraft for about 15 minutes, mate. Again, not in my plans to stay, but I absolutely love it. To wrap up this this episode that's gone, quite frankly, all over the place, and it's like I said, I love it.
Yeah. It's been very much like a conversation. I honestly, I'm sometimes just forgetting that this is being recorded. And yes, I like that.
But that's exactly what I want. That's exactly what this is all about. It's all just a nice little conversation. Let's wrap up this whole podcast with discussing I call it drama. It's not that much drama. The fact that Pokimane got banned and Gordon Ramsay's been able to go at people and SUC's been saying, I don't give a shit. Basically, for people who are not aware, Pokimane got banned for 48 hours because she just basically was streaming full episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And there were like fairly new ones like from Nickelodeon, because there's been a whole drama like we mentioned last episode with people watching full shows online. SUC and Hassan have been watching full episodes of MasterChef at a time, more of the older ones than the newer ones, literally in rows, kind of almost like half a series at a time sometimes. And Gordon Ramsay did a little kind of passive aggressive kind of tweet promoting his new show, saying if you missed the first episode of this show, you can watch it on Twitch. Oh, sorry, I mean, whatever it was, HBO Max, whatever it was. A very, very British way of dealing with things, basically. And yeah, that's what the drama has been. I kind of want to get your opinions on everything, but I've said a lot there. So,
well, you ready for some spicy takes?
Mate, hit me.
Right. Okay. If you're a small streamer and you're showing TV shows and stuff like that, you know what? Fair enough. Do it. It's fine. I don't think anyone gives a shit. I mean, they obviously give a shit because they're going to watching and enjoying it and stuff. But I mean, like, a big company, they're just not going to care if someone with 6 viewers is watching Gladiators, for example. If you're a big streamer and you're watching not even something from like the 90s, you're just watching like popular, it'd be like, imagine just someone watching a new Spider-Man film on stream or something like that. These massive streamers are just watching like really popular TV shows and stuff like that. They're fucking stupid. And eventually it's going to get to a point where the companies are going to go, right, well, we're going to have some sort of content ID thing here, like YouTube does, where anyone who watches this stuff gets a DMCA strike. It will happen. That will happen at some point.
Yeah.
Whether it's this year or further down the line, I firmly believe that's going to happen.
Yeah, me too.
So the best thing, if any large streamers are watching this, fuck off. you've got money, you've got viewers, you've got the means to make something really special. If you've got a lot of, followers and stuff like that and a big brand, you it's so much easier for you to make something unique and interesting. Um and for them to just phone it in basically and go, well, we're just going to watch a show. It's just stupid. It is just honestly like I don't get it. I don't get why you do that. Do something proper with what you've got. You know?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Which sounds like I'm being really harsh to like the smaller streamers, and
Yeah.
I watch these things. I watch people watch gladiators and stuff like that. And that's like watching it with your mates. That's fine. It's like that account do you know that account that got banned recently because it was just showing The Simpsons?
Yes, yeah, I'm aware, yeah.
It was called like The Simpsons TV, and it just showed The Simpsons. And it's like, well, how stupid can you be? First of all, it's The Simpsons, which is like the biggest cartoon ever. And you're just showing it on a platform where, you've got hundreds of viewers or whatever. How long did you expect that to last before someone went, hang on a second, that's not right? And they're gonna ruin it for everyone. People like that. They're gonna ruin it for everyone. And when that happens, it's not an if, it is a when, because it will happen.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'll say. I'll say, I won't say I told you so, because I think everyone knows this. I don't think I'm saying anything that anyone would massively disagree with, to be honest with you.
No, absolutely, yeah.
And Gordon Ramsay is I don't know. I have no real opinion of Gordon Ramsay. I watched a film he was in. Oh, everyone watch this film. It's called Love's Kitchen. It's from 2011. It's got Gordon Ramsay in it as a guest role. It is atrocious. It's really bad. You'll love it. Love's Kitchen, that is. Gordon Ramsay, I don't know. I have no opinion of him. The only thing I know about Gordon Ramsay is that I can't do an impression of him. And some other people are very, very good at doing impressions of him. And they're funny. But, him as a person, I never watched like Hell's Kitchen that much or Kitchen Nightmares. So he can say what he wants as long as it's... I don't think he said anything bad, did he?
No, the tweet was just a slight dig.
You know what? I'd make... If I had a TV show, I'd make that same dig. Because he's not having a go at the people who, are a bit smaller and are just watching stuff with like 10 people or whatever. He's having a go at the people with thousands who are fucking it up for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly who he's having a go at.
Yeah. So, you know what? Good on him. I agree.
Well, there you go. We are about an hour 25 in, and we're finally at the end. We could, honestly, Swiss, we could talk for hours about things, me and you.
I could talk it. I could honestly do this all day.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed this. We will get you on for a second episode at some point.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Get some more of the Twitch things set up, because I love that.
Yes, I'll find as much as I can. Thank you so much for coming on. It has genuinely been a delight.
It has been all the pleasure has been mine.
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Literally all of it.
Well,
and
I've got none to give to you then.
That's fine. I'm used to that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. No, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Honestly, it's been a great time. We'll definitely get you on again, perhaps with Sloth as well, and we'll talk about things for hours on end. If you haven't already followed Swiss, where can they follow you?
Ooh, all over the place. They can follow me in my house.
Oh, okay.
I'm not too bothered about that. They can follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitch, obviously. Instagram. All my VODs, the full VODs get archived and put on YouTube.
Nice.
So I'm on YouTube as well. All just SwissKnee, all one word. That's where I am everywhere. The reason I picked that username is because no one else has it on anything. It's just nonsense.
Lovely.
So yeah, if you want to find me anywhere, then just search SwissKnee, and if it's not there, then I've not got it. Like Facebook, I've not got that or anything like that.
Cool. Well, make sure you do that, because I definitely would recommend it. As you can tell, Swiss is a lovely character, very entertaining man, and can talk for hours on end about anything. If you're not already following this podcast on Spotify, I'd really appreciate that. Sub to the YouTube. Maybe Apple Podcasts will sort itself out by this Sunday, so we might be on there as well. So if you could do all those good things for us.
Yeah, please do that, everyone. Do what you just said.
And again, like I said at the start, the support has been absolutely insane. It's really motivated me to do this, and I really look forward to the future guests we're going to have on. Thank you again, Swiss. Any final words?
Yeah. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Unless it's one of the cool ones, in which case, go for it. Which ones are the cool ones? I'll let you decide.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
That's it.
All
Okay, well, we'll end it on that note. Thank you very much for listening.
That advice might kill someone. I'm sorry.
About to say, I might have to bleep some of that. No, I won't. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.